Facebook Live, Facebook Live. We have arrived one more time, y'all. Let's get it in.
Conference muted. Conference recording started.
I want to thank everybody for chiming in. This is Watchman Derrick Yisrael, also known as Pastor Derrick, on the Early What I Seek Thee Scripture Study and Prayer Line on the second day in February 2022. Y'all, let's get ready to get it in. Sharora, good to see you in here. Trisha Johnson, good to see you as well. Hello, Yahuwah. Denise Wilkins, good to see you. Elder Man is up in here. And Melissa, my sis Melissa, what's up with it? I got my big sister up in here. Tia, what's up with it? Young Ingram in the building. Paquita, always a pleasure, young lady. We got Elder Joseph holding down his position faithfully. He a day one type of a dude. Thank the Most High for him. My beautiful mother praying for everybody. You got Johanna representing my niece, representing for the Most High. Hallelujah. Al Mal, my pal, just chimed in as well. Y'all, let's dive in this word. Let's go to Yakanan 5 on this morning. John 5. It's a lot of food in here. I can't cover it all. So right now I'm not gonna try to. Let's just take a bite. Let's get a bite. So let's start the first verse. 5 and 1. Kim Yana, how you doing, young lady? Good to see you in here. We don't have the 10 tag challenge, y'all, coming from me, but let the Most High lead you if you're willing to tag. Excuse me. If you're willing to tag some folks, do it. And if you're willing to push the share button, do that too. Whatever you're willing to do. Yakanan 5 and 1. Look what it say. Brianna, young singer, good to see you in here as well. After this, there was a feast of the Yahudim, the Jews, y'all, that's what they call them. And Yahusha went up to Jerusalem. And there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda. Did y'all know Bethesda means house of mercy, house of grace? Did y'all know that? Yeah. Having 5 porches, and in these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in and was made whole, whatsoever disease he had. And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. And when Yahushua saw him lie, he knew that he had been now a long time in that case, and said unto him, wilt thou be made whole? And the impotent man answered him, said, Sir, I have no man when the water's troubled to put me in the pool. But while I'm coming, another stepped down before me. And Yahushua said unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Shabbat. Okay. Now, because I have my own personal relationship with the Most High, like everyone should, and I spent, you know, time with Him personally, the Most High personally. You know, the revelations that He personally give me. I'm saying me, based on my study, and has me positioned from a theological standpoint. And we all still growing and trying to work on our soul salvation with fear and trembling and studying to show ourselves approved and all that fun stuff, right? But from a theological standpoint, me beginning in the Spirit, like Galatians taught. I began in the Spirit. I apologize. I didn't come in under the law. I didn't come in trying to grow beards and couldn't mop on the Shabbat. I didn't come in like that. But yet I was filled with the Ruach, and my life changed. And I saw miracles and cast out wicked spirits. I did it personally myself. Been healed before supernaturally and all that fun stuff. Good to see you on, Demeanor. So my whole premise started off in the Ruach. So then now my approach of continuing to study, right, looks a little different for me. Because I know that He's real, and I knew that He was real before anyone even came to me with this law stuff, right? So as opposed to my experience starting in Torah, it started in the conclusion of Torah. And so then my approach from a theological standpoint, when I approach this whole situation from a theological standpoint, I don't start in the middle with the birth of the seed of Abraham. I start with Adam, with the birth of man, period. Raymond, good to see you on, Mr. Moore. Now, with that being said, looking at the unfolding of His grace, right? The first grace move that I'm personally aware of could be when He rested on the seventh day, which I'm not going to teach that right now. But I believe that's the first move that I saw in the Ruach. Banks, good to see you on. The second then, for me, was when He said, let the seed of the woman bruise the head of the serpent. I mean, that's just for me. And let his head bruise his heel. Those are moves of grace. And I find that same grace here in Yaquan or John 5. The pool was a grace that is consistent, because grace is the inability to be able to do something that He does for you. Unmerited favor. It's not just favor, it's ability. Because the fallen nature of Adam can't do this. So the Most High did it. It's grace when He fill you with the Ruach, with His Spirit. A glimpse of a grace that stood prior to the death of the Messiah is exemplified here at the pool of Bethesda. It's an unmerited ability to be healed at the pool of Bethesda. 5 porches at the pool of Bethesda. There's an angel that troubled the water, once a year, and the first one that came down got that grace. But the Mashiach is here now. And there's a man there, all kind of sick folk. And there's a man there that wanted to be made whole. Now, this is the the outpouring of grace in the conversation that the Messiah is having with this man. You want to be made whole? Well, at the pool, he couldn't be unless he was the first one in the pool, which is a shadow and a type. I'm just trying to. Anyway, it was a shadow and a type of the grace that will be applicable for all believers. So then a question is posed to him: will you be made whole? I love that question, because it put the burden of his holisticness on him, because the grace was there for it to happen. Without the grace, he couldn't do it. Don't get it twisted. That's why we ain't got nothing to boast about. We ain't got nothing to beat our chests about like it's us. No. Without his grace, we stuck like Chuck. No, Chuck, is there any Chucks out there? I'm not talking about you like that. I just like to rhyme, and it's a cliche, okay? Back to the lesson. But we'd be stuck like Chuck if it wasn't for his unmerited favor, period. We're 100% depending on him. Bottom line. Are y'all with me? But there's a shift from a glimpse and a shadow of grace to the unmerited favor is there in the room. It's consumable by anyone that want it. Anybody that want it. Oh, I like that. Which can get uncomfortable for those that are not made whole. It can get uncomfortable for them, because they rather believe they waiting on Yah. When the truth of the matter, could it be possible that Yah is waiting on you? This is all jumped off right here. In the fact that he put the burden on, he said, will you be made whole? Is anyone religious? They have a form of godliness. They have a form of relationship with the Most High. Beverly, always a pleasure. Good to see you on 49 in the house. But is there anyone that has a religious relationship with the Most High, but you can look at your life and it's broken, and you're not whole? What does whole look like in this instant, right? Or from the Most High standpoint, because that's the only thing that really matters from his standpoint anyway. But what does wholeness look like? We were talking about, I believe, yesterday? Talking about like money, getting paid and all that. We're slowly figuring out that money is not the answer. Oh, you need it. Don't get it twisted. Queen, good to see you in here. Do not get it twisted. Money is a necessity, but there ain't no wholeness in it, at least a biblical wholeness. You can go in Walmart, all right, if you got some money, though. But people can go in Walmart and their wholeness is compromised. They're not whole. You have a conversation with them, they'll tell you a lie, or you say something that offend them, they'll cuss you out or beat your doggone behind. Yeah, they'll shoot you. They'll stab you in the back. They'll sleep with your spouse. There's no holisticness in that. Whenever you're dealing with the Bible, just like the porch and the meaning of it, it's shadows and types. He uses natural things to get a spiritual message to us, because he's a ruah, he's a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And when you walk in the spirit, you enter into his kingdom, he'll show you all kind of natural stuff. He'll tell you about the warrior and the farmer and the athlete. He's not talking about athleticism. He's not talking about physical wars. Tamika, Oh man, I love you, man. I'm glad you're in here. You already know it though. Listen, he's giving you natural, for instances. To go deeper on that, not only do he use you relatable parables, but your whole life from a natural standpoint is an example. When he says stuff like desire the sincere milk of the word, why did he say that? Because we used to be a baby. Some of us have babies. And we understand when a baby first entered to the world, they need milk. They can't eat a steak or a hamburger. Yeah. And from our natural lives, he's really teaching us stuff spiritually. He's trying to get to us spiritually because we were basically spiritually born dead. Yeah, our capabilities of doing wickedness and living in it and being raised in it is pretty plausible. That's how it go down. Until the opportunity for a switch, the opportunity to be born again is presented. And here we go with terms again. Born again. Those are terms that we can relate to. Come again, come anew. A clean slate, start over. This time from the Most High's position. This time being born in the Ruah, in the Spirit. Listen. So he's at the pool of unmerited favor, and the unmerited favor happened once a year. Yeah. The angel came down and troubled the water, and the first one got in there first, got that dip. But now there's a whole nother presentation jumping off coming from the Messiah to ask the man, will you be made whole? Now he's talking to you directly. Will you be made whole? You still cuss? Will you be made whole? Listen, having a relationship with him is a personal desire. It's a personal belief and it's a personal desire. I remember he told a person, he said, according to your faith, be it done unto you. Because it's completely personal and it's based on expectation. And what the word does when it comes into our life, it elevates our expectation in our relationship with him. See, at one point we would go rob the liquor store to get it. Now we drop on our knees and trust the Most High to give it to us on his timing. Yeah. It's based on our expectation in him. And when the word comes, it switches your expectation from you got to get it done, I got to get it done, to stand still and see the salvation of the Most High. Stand still. Pump your brakes. It's out of your control. This is above your pay grade. This is bigger than you. Learn how to trust him. That's what the wilderness experience was for when he was dealing with the seed of Abraham. The seed of Abraham didn't know him. He knew them, but they didn't know him. So he's introducing himself to them. So when he rescued them out of Egypt, Mizraim, that's a type of a worldly state, a sinful state. Going into the wilderness is when you get to know the Most High and learn how to shift from you getting it done to him getting it done. And then you even learn in the wilderness that it's out of your control. Your fleshly, carnal control. You helping old ladies with their groceries is good, but your salvation isn't in that. You will help them because of your salvation, but it's not to substantiate your salvation. No. Help them anyway, but no, that's not where your salvation is. Your salvation is being reconciled with the Creator, and now you're casting your cares upon him, knowing that he cares, and he gonna get it done. So we're at the pool of mercy, and we know that everyone don't have access. It's another thing this is disclosing. Everyone don't have the access. Well, they didn't then. Everyone didn't have access. Every nation didn't have access. They got action at it now. And then there's a shower on type of that. Because even the foreign nations was able to join Yisrael if they wanted to follow the Elohim of Israel. was grace back then too for the other nations. It definitely was grace for the children of Yisrael because they were scandalous. You know they were scandalous. How they did their brother Joseph, that was scandalous. They daddy provoked them to jealousy. That was all based on a partiality in the family, y'all. Watch that partiality in the family. Got favorites and doing stuff for one child you don't do for others. Now you'll cause a war and it'll be your fault. But they were scandalous. And then the other nations was able to join the Elohim. It wasn't because they was good, it's because the Elohim is good. But it's based on unmerited favor. It's based on grace. We at the pool of it. Angel ain't there to trouble the water, but there was someone greater than the angel there. And that was the creating word that created everything. And he asked him, "Wilt thou be made whole?" Did you know, if there's anyone in here listening now, right, and say, we do this, so I'm gonna just say it. We have a tendency of giving ourselves credit that we really don't have coming. I'm just being honest. Don't get mad at me. I just to let the truth be the truth. And so we live shady, simultaneously still claiming him. Which, in some sense, that continue to do that, continue to claim him. But as he continue to deal with you, he'll say, "Why are you claiming me? You don't do what I say." Yeah, that still claim him, because claiming him give him action at your hard head, at your religiousness. Yeah, he want to turn you into the real thing. But while we're dealing with him and we're not what we should be, then a question posed: do you plan on being what he called you to be? Or are you comfortable just saying it and you ain't doing it? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when the opportunity to grab this grace at the pool of grace, when it opened up and made it personal, that you can get it if you want it, now you got the opportunity to change into what you've been saying. Now you don't have to draw and honor him with your mouth only, honoring him with your lips only, but your heart and your lifestyle is far from him. No. Now he's asking this man, will you be made whole? And I told you about the natural, right? As an introduction to what's really going on in the spirit. Let me give you another example. I was tempted to teach this the other day, and the Most High led me somewhere else. But listen, when there was 10 folk that was lepers, and they heard the Mashiach was there, and they start crying out, and they was asking for help. Heal me. So he told them to go to the priest for the washings, ceremonial wash. Here we go, law and grace. I'm just telling you, law and grace is in here too, especially if I kept teaching about the Shabbat, how these religious folks responded. But I'm not going that deep today, I don't think. But listen, he told them to go do the ceremonial washings. But he proved the grace is better. True relationship is better. Faith is better. Because when they were on their way to the priest, they were healed. So it had nothing to do with the ceremonial washings, and it had nothing to do, I'm trying to tell you, but because this is all spiritual, I'm trying to tell you. The law was just a schoolmaster to usher us into the spirit, which is a whole nother thing. I'm trying to protect y'all from yourselves, you law folk. But let me keep going. When they were on their way, but the key now that I'm talking about now is the fact that one came back and worshiped him. Some people are satisfied with the natural healing. They really are. I'm talking about more. They'll praise him. Oh, I feel better. Oh, my hip is fixed. My eyes are better. Oh, he healed the cancer. But you still horny though. You still on porno. You still kind of masculine to be a man's wife. And you pretty soft to be a man, sir. You still hold grudge. You still ain't faithful to y'all. You still super stingy. You ain't gonna get nothing to the ministry, are you? But yet we call on him. So, again, how sobering is it? This is a question. How sobering is it that at the pool of Bethesda, at the pool of mercy, at the pool of grace, when the troubling of the water is only 1 year to get that grace, he positioned himself to come to a man and say, will you be made whole? And what does that look like to you? Because if you're carnal, being made whole is the next ticket you scratch. You're going to hit the lottery. That's to somebody carnal. You're going to get the house. Ain't nothing wrong with the house. If you scratch it, could you please remember the ministry? That was a commercial break. Listen, back to this. To a natural-minded individual, how do you spell success? Naturally, of course. But if he came to you and said, will you be made whole? How many not going to slide out in a Tesla with a bunch of gold on, with a black card in their pocket or purse? And they're going to slide out with some righteousness because their request of the Most High was more like Solomon's request. He didn't ask for natural money like the average carnal person would do. He asked for the Ruah, the wisdom of the Ruah, to lead his people. So when the Most High now is confronting us all, when he said, will you be made whole, what are you thinking about? Your arthritis or your attitude? Your bank account or your personal relationship with him? Which one? Which one? How do you spell holisticness? Huh? Yeah. Will you be made whole? That's what he asked him. Will you? Did you know I said it before, I'm saying it again. I saw it. Y'all saw it too, didn't you? Dorothy had the shoes on. She could have been back in Kansas. I probably came to California because of the weather. But they like to put face diapers on you too much out here, which is a whole nother conversation. Yeah, the storm got in this mess in the first place. I probably went back to Kansas unless I was coming to get everybody. But back to the point. She had the shoes on the whole time. And what the Most High was relaying to us is the grace is there if you want it. The unearnable ability to be transformed by the renewing of your mind for you to be changed. And when you put in a situation like that, see, people are working their fingers to the bone for a transformation, a financial, physical transformation. I'm not hating on that. But how hard are you working on a spiritual transformation? And if he said, without be made whole, which route would you go for holisticness? Financially or spiritually? Let me say something else to you. You got, he said, they want to know why he spoke in parables, and I talk about this because I like it. It's such a revelation for me. But he said, why are you speaking parables? He said that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest they be converted and their sins be forgiven them, right? Lest they be converted. If he gave you opportunity to be made whole, that's a conversion. Wonder if you're committing adultery. Then I'm talking directly to you. I'm talking to everybody, but listen. If you're committing fornication, sleeping with someone that don't belong to you, that widened the horizon because you don't have to be married to be sexually sinful. But listen, if he said to you, without be made whole, But yet who you go to bed with is really good on a mattress. Can I teach like this without offending anybody? I don't mind offending somebody that's on a mattress illegally because I'm trying to help your soul. But listen, if he came to you and said, "Wilt thou be made whole?" How many of y'all still would have that person on the mattress with you getting shoved around lubricatedly, shoved around on a mattress, right? And come out with a bunch of money and stuff? Because that's how you see holisticness. Or how many of y'all would come out of there broke, but off the mattress, delivered from lust, delivered from sinfulness? Yeah, how many of y'all? The reason why he spoke in parables is because he was going to give that which is holy on the dogs, what he told us in Matthew 7. He told us not to give that which is holy on the dogs, neither cast thy pearls before swine. That means don't give the word to somebody that don't want it. That means do not correct somebody that's going to hate you for it. Oh, that's what it means. And if he told us not to do it, what makes you think he going to do it? He not, I'm telling you. He spoke in parables because they wasn't interested in what he was talking about anyway. The best could happen with certain people when you tell them the truth is they get mad at you. That's the best that can happen because they not going to do what y'all say. There's people hanging around the grace at the pool of grace. They hanging around it, but they don't want it. That's why he asked him, will you be made whole? Will you? Do you want to be made whole? Do y'all see the dilemma? That everyone say they want to be made whole really don't want to. Because if I'm made whole, I can't screw them no more. If I'm made whole, you gonna know that I can't slap the taste out your mouth if you disrespect me. And I like taking up for myself. You don't just disrespect me. So being made whole is, for an individual, you mean to tell me that I can't cuss them out if they make me mad? Oh, well then I don't want to be made whole. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Yeah, you got some folks like that. And the folks that say if loving them is wrong, I don't want to be right, is the ones that he speak the parables to. He still talk to them, but they don't understand what he's saying. Can they repent and begin to understand what he's saying? Yeah, he's waiting for them to do that. He's waiting for them to care enough about what he is saying with a heart to do it if they understood what he was saying. He's waiting for that to happen in all of us. I tell you to stop plainly, but if I did, you're not going to stop. So I ain't going to tell you. Oh, that's the Most High. He's masterful. Are y'all with me? So wilt thou be made whole is what he asked him. Because folks still on dope. Celebrate the victory and you still own it. Folks still closet alcoholic. Position, they don't have to say it. A person position themselves to be delivered. And then they go in the closet. Now they in the closet trying to get it done. Sneaky. They're not straight up lying and saying, oh, I didn't say I'm not drinking no more. Yeah, we celebrated you were delivered from drinking. Now you're in the closet drunk. That's deceitfulness. When you should be calling for the elders of the ecclesia, asking for some help. Because the effectual fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. Why aren't you asking for help? Which is a whole nother lesson. I mean, it could be. It still fits this one, but folks that should be asking for help, they like the image of being righteous and delivered. So as opposed to ask for help, they rather believe, they want you to think they delivered so you can, so they can get the accolades and they get to, have a form. Folks are more interested in the look than the actuality. No, you need the actuality because the look is going to get you cursed on Judgment Day. When it's all said and done, when you got the answer for this stuff, you're gonna have to. You're gonna come clean in, and then there's gonna be an over exertion of shame and punishment, shame and fear. When folks find out you've been lying the whole time. Back to the point. He asked the man, "Will thou be made whole?" Do you want to be made whole? That's what I asked it. Do you want to be? Where you at spiritually? Would you say you whole? And if not, do you want to be made whole? Do you? Do you want to be delivered from your lust, from your anger, from your illicit drug use, from your alcoholicism, from your partialityism? Yeah, do you want to be made whole? Do you want to be delivered from you? Do you? That's what he asked him. That man didn't know the grace was there, so he told him, "Oh, it's right here. You ain't got to get in the pool. I'm opening up a whole nother level. The angel ain't got to come back down to this pool. After I die and raise, it's a wrap." Jasmine, good to see you in here. Are y'all with me? It's a whole nother level of unmerited favor right here, and I'm opening it up, and I'm giving you a glimpse, because it's going to all jump off once the veil in the temple is rent, and you're going to have full access to the Most High. Please, you can come to the throne of grace with boldness, making your petitions known. Please, we got this. Do you want to be made whole? We without excuse, because we understand the fact that we ain't going to no porch for no grace. We're not going to the porch for the ability to live this life, nor pardons. We're going to the throne. We're going directly to the Most High, because the veil in the temple has been ripped in two, and we got action at him now. So who in here is living beneath the Ruah, beneath his expectation for you? Who in here is still sinning and skinning and grinning, sinning, but still want to call his name? No, he said, he that named the name of Yahuwah, let him depart from iniquity. And iniquity is sin. Oh, no. The grace is here. If you doing something that you ain't got no business doing because you choose to, you don't want to suffer. You don't want to tell yourself no more. You fainted. You'd rather have a form of it, but deny the power to really walk away. Who want to be made whole? Who want to be made whole? I'm not talking about having a form of y'all all religious. You learning a little Hebrew, is you? That's nice. But who want to be made whole, though? You surfing in the Torah. Do you know what you're talking about? Don't go back there and get entangled like the average Hebrew is doing. Go back in there and now got a bunch of carnal obligations that they think, whatever you think. I try to tell you, I can only give you what he give me. But at the end of the day, you got to get it for yourself. Right. Keep hearing a lie enough, you start believing it. You better be careful. That's why you can't be hopping around like folks do. Hopping around, eating from everybody's table. Watch yourself. Anyway, will you be made whole is the question. Huh? Will you be made whole? Veronica Campbell, good to see you on. Who want to be made whole? I don't want to be in this. I'm finna go, but I'm telling you me. I'm gonna put it just like this too. It's beautiful. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. As beautiful as women is. Women is so beautiful that angels crossed the Most High, came down and started sleeping with them. As beautiful as women is, I refuse to be in his face committing adultery with these beautiful women. I ain't gonna do it. And they are good looking. Straight up. I'm not gonna be a closet drunk either. Nor am I gonna be on dope. I'm gonna walk it like I talk it. And it's not my goodness, it's his grace. Because he came to me and said, will thou be made whole? And I said, you know what? Please, yes, sign me up twice. I personally want to be made whole. I don't want to have a form of having him denying the power. I don't want to be cussing and acting a fool when I get mad. I don't want that. And he gave me the grace not to be that or do that. So I'm cashing in on it. I'm talking like, yeah. I preach like I preach because I don't preach for money. Should people give? The word told you to. What, I'm not supposed to preach that? Yeah, I'm supposed to preach it. How is you going to know? Yeah, I'm supposed to preach it. If you don't do it, am I going to start preaching? You don't do it now. And I'm still preaching. I said I want to be made whole. That's why I give. Because I want to be made whole. Yeah. That's why I run from porno. Because I want to be made whole. So I'm fighting to mortify the deeds of my flesh because I said I want to be made whole. What about you? He asked the man, will thou be made whole? Then he told him, well, then get up, dude. He didn't go over there and pick him up. He said, not only get up, listen what he said to him. Because now the average person wants therapy. They hollering, as they slowly get up. Would you come get my bed, Yehoshua? You should say, no, you get it. Didn't he? He said, you get up and pick up your bed. Look how he talking to him. Carry a bed. I can't even walk. Get up. I ain't come over here to start pampering your flesh. Finna start rubbing you down with oils. How does this feel? Does that hurt? Does this hurt? Get up and walk in the holisticness that grace supplies, that unmerited favor supply, and pick up your bed, Joker. Not only is you going to carry your own weight, pick that bed up and do it pushing. Go on. Did y'all hear that? Is that what happened? Well, he's telling you right now, I'm finna go. Those that will be made whole, get off the cigarettes, quit cussing, quit getting drunk. I didn't say stop drinking unless you got a problem with it. I didn't say stop drinking. Can I teach? If you got an issue with me saying that, first take up the issue in, what is it, Luke, the 7th chapter, when the Messiah was drinking and they called him a drunk. And don't say the Bible drink didn't have no alcohol in it. How did Noah get drunk? And why did Colossians, is it 5 and 18 is it? I think, or 23, 5 and something that says, no, it's not even Colossians. It is, y'all tell me. Be not drunk with wine. Is it Ephesians? But it's be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Ruach, filled with the Spirit. Be not drunk with wine. Why would he say be not drunk with it if it don't have no alcohol in it? Back to my point. Will you be made whole from looking and talking like you with him, but behind closed doors, you ain't cool? Will you be made whole from that? Because the grace is here for you not to be like that. Yeah, it's here. Talking about fake it till you make it. Joker, that's that church crap. You got the Ephesians 5 and 18. Thank you. Ephesians 5 and 18. Be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Ruach. Listen. Let's be made whole. Can we make a deal? How many of y'all want to be made whole? Can I get people to type me? How many of y'all want to be made whole? Type to y'all me. And you giving him permission to clean you up from anything that ain't holistic. That he'll clean up all sin out your life. Y'all willing to do that? Whoever willing to do that, I'm asking the Most High to move and complete complete the transformation process, even right on a word right now. Me. Walk away from all sin. Because I want to be made whole. Let's pray. Spirit of the Most High, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you humbly as we know how. Supernaturally move on your children. The me movement. Because I know I want to be made whole. Continue the transformation process. Do whatever you got to do. Do whatever you got to do. Because it's me. Like Elder said, standing in need of prayer. I want to be made whole and I receive it. Now continue the transformation process and present me blameless before your presence. And I'm willing to give you all praise and honor, not only now, but forever. In the matchless name of Yahushua, we humbly pray. Hallelujah. And Amen. That was the lesson for the day. I pray we all be made whole. The grace is here. Just grab it. Just in the spirit, in the ruah. Just grab it because it's yours. He gave it to you. He gave it to you for free. Bless you, Barbara. You're more than welcome, young lady. Hallelujah. That was the lesson. Feel free to push the share button. I celebrate everybody that supports this ministry financially because you help me do my job. You help me do my job. I can spend time with the Most High and come share with you what he shared with me. Is that all right? Y'all want to talk? Y'all want to talk about the lesson? All you got to do is dial 302-202-1102, extension 815648. Again, 302-202-1102, extension 815648. Y'all be Baruch and Barak Shalom. I'm gone.